Hit that live button, Frank, because you know what? We are live. Yeah. Ride 'em, cowboy. Ride 'em. Let's go. Ride 'em right into Monday night with Detect America. With me, your host, Steve Pacifico. The ugly guy, Frank Loper-Gola. And tonight, we have some special guests. We got a rip-roaring show tonight for you folks. And I'm hoping I can hang in there. I've been having internet connection problems, and I don't know what to do. So Frank's just about to join us. He went and turned on the Detect America stream. And I'm just going to try and hang in here the best I can. If not, you know what? I'm wondering if Frank's competent enough to take the reins as I freeze up. You think if I freeze up, Frank, you can handle it?
Nah. Hold on, I got to turn my light on.
See what I mean? This is what I'm trying to say. Is I don't think he can handle it either. So I don't know what to say. I don't know. Mobile hotspot 2.0. I wonder if that's not.
It might be time for you to get rid of the My Little Pony computer.
It's not My Little Pony computer. I don't know what it is. I always get good work going with this internet here.
It's the heat. It's the heat. It wreaks havoc.
Listen,
with that Wi-Fi.
I got to see. I'm freezing up.
But you're not freezing up on my end.
Okay, good. I got to tell you. Listen, good job getting our guests on tonight. We got some special ones. They're awesome. And turning on my phone here. So we got awesome guests. Why don't you introduce them, bring them on, and I'm just going to try and pay attention as best I can.
We don't. So I'm going to introduce them, but I promised Mark I would bring him on first. So here's from Nokta. Here's Mark Demensky.
How's it going, everybody?
I promised Mark I'd give him first billing, and then of course she needs no introduction, folks. But she's our friend Dilek.
All right.
And
hi guys.
Dilek, is it 3 or 4 in the morning?
Oh,
3.
Ah, nice.
Mark.
Yes.
You really asked him to bring you on first?
See,
seriously?
Yeah. They're all saying they want to watch Dilek and that other guy. So I told Frank that, and we worked out some things. So
that other guy, that's how they refer to you.
I think they meant me.
Oh,
yeah, maybe. So it's great to see you guys. We haven't had you on in a while. It's awesome to have you guys here. It's always a party when you guys come, and we're here.
I just want to tell you guys.
We're going to talk a little bit about what's that, Steve?
I just wanted to tell these guys that I'm really rocking the Legend. I've had it out a couple times, and it's a responsive machine. I'm impressed. It does take a lot for me kind of to be impressed with machines. So, listen, I got to tell you, I think that machine is doing really well in my hands.
I'm going to say this. I love the Legend since I got it, and for all you people that apparently have trouble, I have never had anything but success with every update. Just putting that out there. But I don't have it. Mark and Dilek were gracious enough to send me a Score 3, which is not here yet. But I have been cramming on the specs, and there's a lot of stuff in that machine that I'm excited to try. I love clicking on a mode, and the basic crap that everybody does is built into the mode. You're doing you're taking out the iron, you're engaging some of the special features with different modes, and I'm looking for when can I press these buttons, but I haven't been able to press the button yet. But a lot of people say, oh, it's a stripped down Legend. Listen, there's a lot of comparisons to the Legend in what looks to be a little bit simpler format. I can't wait to try this thing. I cannot wait to try this machine. I'm looking.
You love it. You love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all
I
the
can
stuff that I
promise
talked
you'll
about.
enjoy it.
All the stuff that I talked about, like, yeah, I like this feature. I like this feature. I like this feature. I'm going to do it. Honestly, almost any machine I use. So why not make it kind of automatic? I mean, I love that feature about some of the modes that you guys have put into some of the modes on this machine. I really do.
You know, I do have to ask a question, Frank. And I know the answer is going to be, but the Aquatex will work with this new machine, correct?
Yeah, I've got a couple guys that have them already for the Score, and so I'm assuming they didn't change it for the Score 3. But yeah,
That's correct.
I'm sure they'll work.
Yeah. Score series, score, double score, triple score, Legend. That's the great thing about, and even Simplex, right? New
all the
generation.
Simplex. Yeah, we literally, and I tell everybody this, when I designed the new headphones, the Simplex was the driving force behind it. Dilek sent me the Simplex. I loved the Simplex. When I plugged it into submersibles, I couldn't get the volume out of it. So when we built the first Aquatex, they were to enhance the Simplex.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm telling you. Listen, I mean, I'm not afraid to say this, but the waterproof headphones we have, actually the Aquatex are better than the waterproof headphones, we're selling.
And
so
here's the best part: the ones that we're building now are even louder and more clear.
That's great.
I hate them. They're junk.
What?
He's got Aquatex on every metal detector he owns.
Yeah, I do. Oh my God. Yo, I had him on the beach today, right? And I was thinking, is this machine on? And all of a sudden I hit a target and they blew my ears off.
I literally have to, when I put the inserts in for specifically the Aquatex that go for the Nokta product, I have to make a note. If you're used to running your volume at full, don't put these headphones on and crank on your machine, because they are capable of 120 decibel.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But I
knew when I hit a target.
Nokta was the reason. Yeah, Nokta Simplex was the reason we did those. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's the big differentiator. You guys are talking about saltwater hunting on the beach. Yeah. The Legend, of course, is really good at that. And the triple score, that's what we're finding. It's a turn on and go beach, relics, park, field, like you were talking about those modes. You just turn it on and go.
That's the thing I like, Mark. I like the fact that the stuff that I would do to any machine to go on the beach, you hit the button and the normal everyday junk is eliminated. And if you want to tune it, you can tune it. But this truly is a turn on and go. Yeah, you can tweak it, but you don't necessarily have to tweak it.
And that's the thing we've been explaining. We've been on a couple podcasts and talking about the differences in the Score series, and specifically the triple score. Like you were saying, if you want to tweak it, we do have tone options, iron volume, tone break, threshold, notch filter, iron filter. Like we have a lot of those features now baked into the triple score. 2 coils, Bluetooth headphones, all for $479. That's why it's such a killer deal.
That's insane. That is. It's an insane price. Now, I did want to ask you on the with the tone breaks. How many on the Score 3? How many tone breaks are you can I program into it?
That's a good dealer. Do you know?
I remember it was 12. I think it was 12 on the other ones.
I don't know it as numbers, but it's not as tunable as the Legend for sure.
Okay, so it's not as many as the Legend, but but there's still multiple tone breaks that can be programmed into it.
I'll check that now. Actually, how many tone breaks?
Tone region 1, Dilek.
What's that?
Tone region 1.
Okay, so then it's only that region.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's specific regions that we can do tone break on.
That's right.
Okay. Good, because again, I'm doing this without being able to punch the buttons. I'm flying by what I read today and yesterday and the day before, actually. So Mark, Dilek, explain to us a little bit. We were talking about that when you punch in field mode, you have a bunch of stuff that's automated that is pretty much embedded in that mode, and that differs from when I punch in park mode or I punch in relic mode. What's the big differences between your relic and your field and your park mode, which is probably what most people are using?
Well, yeah, I mean, you called it yourself. It's obviously changing the frequencies per whatever region you're in, and some people, they'll use field in parks or parks in field. It's based on whatever your preference is. But and you mentioned the relic mode as well. We've fine-tuned each one of these modes to do a little bit better in those situations, and relic mode does better for finding relics, as you'd imagine.
Actually, the relic mode works very similar to our beast mode in our latest update in the legend. They're pretty similar the way they work.
And the deep target ID that you have available in the legend is also kind of embedded in field mode.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the difference is in the legend, it's it's an adjustable setting.
Right.
In the triple score, it's not an adjustable setting. It's just part of the field mode, so it just works in the background.
It's running in the background all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that. I have gone from a detectorist who loves every button there is to press to a detectorist who I still want to be able to tweak my machine, but there's certain things I don't mind them being taken out of my hands. I don't mind them being automatic. It's stuff that you're going to do, so why not have it done?
Yeah. I mean, that is one of the differences between the triple score and the legend.
Right.
In the legend, you have a lot more control over your machine. You have more settings. It's more adjustable. Where the triple score, although we do give almost all the settings that any user would need, some things are done automatically in the back. So I would say it's for people. So let's say you're a starter, then you just turn it on and go. You know what I mean? But if you want more control, then you have all the basic necessary settings to tune your machine in. Where in the legend, I would say it's more for experts or for people who love to have full control over everything.
That was me until about 5 years ago. I started.
You know what, Frank? I've been hearing this from a lot of people, actually. Lately. I mean, many people who've been metal detecting for years. I've been hearing, this from a few, not few, actually, many, experienced users saying that, I used to love playing around with all the different settings and everything, but now they prefer to just, turn it on and go and
Here's the thing. So over the years and, for the past 20, 25 years, I try to gravitate towards the higher end machine. And you find next year will be my 40th year detecting. I'm in my 39th year now. And after a while, you realize that, I pick up my machine. I do this every single time I take it out. And like me when my machine is set for the beach, especially if I'm going to the same beach, unless we have an environmental event that changes the dynamics of the black sand, I don't really change it that much. I know what it takes to blank out the minerals, and I'm not really changing it. I like the fact that the basic stuff that you're going to do no matter what engages when you pick a mode. Plus, I got news for you, and I noticed this with the legend. I get on some of these farm fields that have a lot of pesticides and have a lot of fertilizers. I'm swinging beach mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm swinging beach mode for those things, and it works fantastic.
Yeah.
It works great. And,
it kind of reminds me, Frank, of like old school computing. You could still do this. Get in the BIOS of a computer and like overclock your CPU and RAM.
Oh, sure.
And nowadays, like there's these automatic presets on computers that, you know, you can run in efficient mode or performance mode, and it does all of the overclocking for you. And I think
exactly why sit there and overclock it every single time when I can just hit a button and it's going to do it for me.
That's right.
Or not even hit a button, turn it on, it's going to do it for me. And these aren't necessarily the features that are embedded in these modes aren't necessarily make or break. They're not the thing that's going to that you want to have constantly tweaking. They're going to run. They're going to blank out your 1 to 10 iron or your 1 to 2 ground, and they're going to just run like they're supposed to run. And it's really stuff that you don't have to give it a second thought. So why give it a second thought?
That's right.
And as I get older, and my knees get worse, I like to have the control, but I like giving up to some of that control to stuff that I'm going to use no matter what. So why not have it running for me?
Yep.
Do your knees click when you go up the stairs?
Do they click? They scream.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They don't click. They absolutely scream. Oh, no.
Like
Frank's destined for some nylon knees at some point in time.
Oh man.
That's too many years of being a soccer goalie and falling on my knees all the time.
Oh.
But
that's
I took the
not
penalty
what,
because I thought it was going to be easier.
What did Steve
that's
say?
not why your knees ain't hurting because of soccer.
It was a good setup.
You know, it's too easy. Sometimes he opens the door just way too easy.
I got to spoon feed him some of these jokes. He just doesn't. So the thing I haven't really tried yet, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to know, Mark, Dilek, what's the feedback you're getting on the bottle cap rejection?
Really good.
Yeah, because that's long overdue. That's been long overdue for a long. And it's nice to have other companies have different biases that might. It's nice to have a feature that's directly aiming at bottle caps as opposed to it'll filter
it's really good. And I'm sure, I mean, there's a few videos out there that demonstrates its capabilities.
Right.
I forgot the name of one guy who put so many different bottle caps, and it was rejecting all of them. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, there may be some bottle caps that it may miss, but it covers, I would say, the majority of them. So the feedback has been really good, really good.
By the way, reject can take out 10%, that's good. If it takes out
by the way, regarding your question, I was looking that up. The tone break is not as adjustable as on the Legend on the triple score. It's only for the first region.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because once we get out of the first region, we're going into higher conductor, and it's going to be, I would like to have a tone break in there anyway.
Yeah,
Frank, we had to drink a lot of beer to get those bottle caps, and mostly American. We did some domestic, some foreign, but it was a lot of good research that went into that work. So,
listen, there have been other machines that have had features that help, and we would jump for joy with that. To have a feature directly aimed at rejecting bottle caps, you're saying it rejects the majority of them. 50% would be amazing. Anything over that is incredible. So again, another feature I'm looking for, because again, I don't like to bend down as much as I used to if I don't have to pick up bottle caps.
Well, it's such a clean target, right? Especially at the beach where there's a lot of beer bottle caps.
An overwhelming target.
And you think it's a ring, like it's a really nice sounding signal. And, that's why we put it in there, is if you are digging up a lot of bottle caps, try it, turn it on, see if it works for you. And
listen, if it cuts out a percentage of them, it's great because you're digging those bottle caps. You're digging those because they pop in a range that could be gold, could be something good, and they sound really good, especially these anodized bottle caps, which I want to go back in time and stop the man who invented them.
Why is Steve so serious and silent today?
I'm just, like I said, my connection's not so good, and I'm frustrated.
I think that's just an excuse. We hear you fine.
For once, amazingly, Frank's doing a pretty good job. It's amazing how every once in a blue moon he'll have some lucidity.
Well, you know what? Steve's a hardcore detective. If he was out there today, tell him about all your finds.
You close your eyes and tell me what you see, because that's what I found. You know what? I got to take up knitting or crochet or something. This hobby ain't cutting it for me.
I'm going to when and again, guys, I appreciate you guys sending me a score 3. I'm going to use the hell out of it. We're going to do some videos on it. I'm just from what I'm reading, I'm excited to use it.
Where is it? Have you checked it? I haven't checked the tracking.
You didn't give me a tracking, so I don't know.
Oh.
This is listen, I can ship a package from here to the other side of the state, approximately 80 miles, and it can take 1 day or it can take 10 days.
Yeah.
I drop stuff up at the UPS store on a Friday, and then I see that it got scanned on Monday afternoon. Now,
Frank, or maybe he forgot to send it to you, and he's just pretending that he sent it.
That's a possibility. Listen, it wouldn't be the first time.
It's about time. Frank, it's about time Frank waited for something that was shipped to him, and not like everybody else waiting for Frank to ship to them, because his shipping history is horrible.
Listen, we are a red hot operation here. Let me tell you, man. And the best part is I got portable air conditioners all around my house because my central air conditioner died, and with 100-degree temperatures and 100% humidity. So right now, I don't know if you can hear the motor running. I have a floor unit here that's blowing on me.
Oh, you can't hear it.
My poor dogs, they're like rolling around the back, telling me they're dying. I take it down.
I've only done that once, where I lived in a house that had no AC. It was in Sicily. It was about 100 degrees there. And I had to lay on the couch with wet paper towels over me, and I couldn't move. It was debilitating.
You know, I'm a tech guy. So when it stopped working, I had the air conditioner guy come out and goes, I got to replace this part. So after he left, I was like, I can get it working. So I messed with it, and I did. It was working. And then I walked in and the house was full of smoke. So it stopped working. It worked for about 2 days.
Typical of Frank.
Mark, you were in a house 100 degrees with no AC. Frank, this guy, every time we travel together in America, he makes me freeze in the car. Freeze.
Yeah. I can't complain, but that's me.
You don't understand. I have a jacket on. I put whatever I can find to cover myself in the car because he puts that damn AC to 60?
No, it was 63 probably.
When my central air was working, I still had 2 floor units just because I couldn't quite get it cold enough. I like to live by the adage, I want to hang meat in my house. That's how I want to be able to. I want to have a walk-in freezer for a house.
I love it. But that story, what Dilek is saying, we drove from LA to Salt Lake City overnight, and I had to stay awake in the car. It was what? I don't know what time it was.
I agree.
1 a.m.
I agree.
Dilek, why do you think he looks so young? It's that cold temperature.
Oh my God! That is too cold for me. I can't. I mean, I don't like it too hot, but I don't know. to be honest with you, I prefer the hot to cold. Like
our problem here is that I live on the Gulf side of Florida, and the complex that I live in has 3 pools. Well, they're great until about the end of June, when the pools are about 100 degrees. It's worthless to go into them. So everybody says, well, go to the beach. Last year, the Gulf was 101. The water.
Wow.
So we get into July, we get into August. There is no relief. They don't make chilled pools here, so you don't go swimming because you die. You don't go to the Gulf because it's just as hot as a bathtub. So we sit here with air conditioners blowing on us. And then September and October comes and it's nice.
Well, that's the big difference between, I find, Texas and Florida is that stagnant heat, that stagnant humidity with no breeze. But here there's a constant breeze in Texas. I really like that change. And it's more of a dry heat.
I was going to say it's drier there too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You walk, it can be 60 degrees here. You walk out and you can't breathe because the air is just so thick.
Too much.
So tell me a little bit about this PI machine.
Oh,
what can
the
you tell
pulse
me?
induction?
tell the secrets this time, Dilek.
No, I cannot. Well, actually, I think we're getting really close. Hopefully I would say, no, I'm not going to mention any time frame.
Got it.
We'll ask her again when she's not paying attention.
I was so surprised.
I'm not going to give it a time frame, but I would say soon. We're going to start the field testing in different countries.
Beautiful.
So,
this
you
will
know,
be the first, believe it or not the first one I've used, but this will be the first one I buy. This will be the first PI machine. I've used them. I have never. Listen, I've been promised so much from companies that I've tested them for. They promised me so much, and then go back to the VLF. I want a new good PI machine. So I'm looking.
Well, I hope you like ours. But the gold version is going to come out first because we're planning to release 2 different versions of it. Okay. One for prospecting and one for relic hunters and hopefully beach hunters too. We'll see.
Can you tell me if it's waterproof?
Yes, it is. That I can tell. It's fully waterproof.
That's good.
Yeah, it's going to be fully.
We have a lot of wrecks down here.
Yeah.
It's fully waterproof. We're going to start testing it, like I said, soon in different countries, probably Australia, of course, Western U.S. I don't know exactly where, but in some of the gold fields there, and in Africa. So,
all the good gold locations you're hitting.
Yes. So, if we come across no issues with the machine during those tests, then I would say it'll be ready for release shortly after that. But if we need to do any changes, updates, whatever to the machine, then it may take longer. So it will all depend on these test results that we're gonna get.
I had but we're gonna leave it at a manufacturer who was coming out with a new pulse induction machine and told me a lot of things about it. And I got to look it over. And so he was coming on. And again, we want whatever manufacturer comes on, we want them they're not all like you guys. Dilek comes on. I don't sit there and send Dilek questions. I don't, but other people do get them. They ask for them. So I had sent them, I had looked over the machine, and a couple of things I wasn't criticizing the machine. I had questions about the machine. I had questions about wires that were sticking out of the back in big loops that, could hang you. And I literally 2 days before it was going to do the show, I sent him my questions. And I said, if there's anything you don't want me to ask you about, if it's still in development, you're still tweaking it, all you have to do is let me know. And apparently he was under the impression that I really didn't know anything about a metal detector, because he not only never
don't.
talked to me again, but canceled 5 minutes before the show.
Oh,
And has to this day never talked to me again.
Really?
I get, and that's why I like talking to you guys, because listen, if something's not ready to go, you guys will come out and say, listen, it's not ready to go. I'm not giving it to you. We're not releasing it because it's not ready to go. I have so much more respect for that than this is the best thing since buttered bread, and then you get it and it's really, burnt toast.
Didn't
And you know what?
But didn't
and
they
you
do
know
that
what,
with the
Frank?
machine? Didn't you guys come out with a machine and you said, hey, wait a minute, we got to get an update? I just remember something like that in the past, that you guys jumped on something immediately as it was released.
The legend.
Is that what it was? I don't know.
The legend. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
And
the legend. Oh my God, that release was such a, I don't know. I've had the toughest days of my life at Nokta, probably with the legend release. Yeah, there was so much talk about it, so much controversy. I don't know, so much speculation, and this, the social media doesn't make it any easier. Yeah. But you know what? I mean, listen, Frank. For example, you said, "Oh, you sent that person questions."
Yeah.
Like when I'm going to appear on any show, I don't expect questions to be sent to me in advance. I actually don't like that.
And
What I mean?
I ask every time I have you guys on. I say, is there anything, anywhere you want me to go? Any questions? Anything you want me to cover? And I never have to do that. I've never have to do that with you guys. Everything when you guys come on is on the fly.
Yeah, because listen, I mean, if you ask me a question and I don't know the answer, okay, I can just say, hey, I don't remember. I don't know the answer. Let me look it up.
And that's
what's
the right
wrong with
answer.
that?
But people don't realize that's the right answer. If you don't know, or if it's not ready yet, people have more respect. Listen, I said, yeah, we're working on a mode for this metal detector. We don't have it right. We're not letting it go till it is. That's the right answer. Not, oh, this thing is amazing. Wait, oh no, you can't ask me that question. And that has happened. That has happened. Yeah, no, this person, I was on very good terms with
I like the
this company, and this
transparency.
person, they
There's
don't talk
nothing
to me
wrong with
anymore.
that.
And it's not only about transparency, which, I always say this. I believe Nokta is the most transparent company in this industry. I can say this. I'm very confident in saying that. We're very honest and transparent, but it's not only about that. It's also about being, I don't know, like natural. I don't want to appear here and read a memorized script. You know what I mean?
You don't want to sound like a used car lot commercial.
Yeah.
You don't want to sound like that guy that's saying, "Oh, does it make me coffee? Oh yeah, we're going to put a mode in for make you coffee." and that's one of the reasons that we like when you guys come up, because we can ask you anything.
Yeah, and you know what I like. Of course, we talk about detectors, we talk about the products, the company, and all that. But to me, it's also about the interaction with you guys, so we have fun at the same time. That's what I like, not like, okay, like if I sit here and talk like very seriously and just talk about the specs and you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What this machine does, what that machine does. I mean, of course, that is the main focus, but
And
still, we're all human. You know what I mean? Yeah. You say something, I throw something else in there in the conversation. We all laugh. We all have a good time. Exactly. I enjoy that. I like that.
There are folks that they do. They want this. I was that guy. I wanted every spec. Tell me what frequencies you're operating on. But listen, we've had people on the show. Dilek, what frequency is it going to be? Because I'm not telling you that. Why would I tell you that? And there's no beating around the bush. There's no. Listen, if I ask you a question and you can't go into it, you tell me you're not going to go into it, and that's all fine and good. That's
which frequencies. Oh my God, this is the question probably we get the most. Which frequencies is used in M1? Which frequencies is used in M2, M3? And you're not going to believe me, but I'm very sincere. I'm really being honest saying this. I don't know myself.
Better to not know.
No,
Hey,
seriously.
listen, you know what?
You know what? At one point, maybe the lead engineer did say something. Maybe it slipped through his mouth. But today, I really don't remember because only the engineers know that information in our company.
Right. And here's the thing. You know what? 99, I'm going to say 95% of these people that are asking you what frequency, they don't know what that frequency is going to do anyway. Okay. They don't know what that or any combination of that frequency. There are frequencies that are so close. There are frequencies that are farther apart. No, they're we have a term for people in this business called nibshit. They just
you know
want
what?
to stick their nose in for the sake of sticking their nose in. And
you know what?
Oh my
You just
God,
gave
did
me
you
an
say
idea. You
dipshit?
just gave me an idea. You just gave me an idea. I mean, I cannot do this in an email, but if anybody asks me this question in an event or something, I'm just going to throw frequencies out there and see how the other person responds. I'm curious. No, you're right.
It's
Because
A12 Z11.
so sometimes I wonder the same thing. I'm like, how many of these people really, know, if I say, let's say 5, 10, 20, 40 versus 4, 20, 40, what the difference will be? How many of those
How
people
many people
will
say, "Oh, a three frequency is awesome for platinum"? I was like, "Really?" Because I've been detective 40 years and I've never heard that before. 90% of these people not only don't care, don't know what that frequency is where it is proficient, where it special does well, but they want to ask and they want to hear other people hear them ask. So,
Make sure the video camera isn't rolling, Dilek, when you give that answer. You'll be all over the internet. 1,000.
I know.
1,000, that's the frequency 12 million.
Yeah.
Really good on small gold.
Oh, that's good.
And you know what? It drives me, and it drives me nuts for any manufacturer, but it drives me nuts for machines like the Legend, machines like the Simplex that I know fairly well, that I've used fairly well, and these experts on social media come on and they're just, I don't know, it's getting a little chattery. Send it back to Nokta. Well, it's a little chattery. How about turn down the sensitivity first? I'm a big social media consumer, and it's just killing me. Some of these pages with the haters on it that are just going to hate for the sake of hating on any machine. It doesn't matter. They want the clicks. It just drives me nuts. And friends of mine that are glad to go on, and if I don't know an answer, I'm not going to try and answer. I'm going to send you to somebody that knows. But that's an art that's long gone. Now it's answer the question no matter what, whether it's right, wrong, or other, and it drives us crazy. So like with the Score 3, we're gonna take it out. We're gonna use it. We're gonna use it on the beach. We're gonna use it in the dirt, and we're gonna do some videos on it. And yeah, we'll go.
You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it.
Exactly. And just from what I'm reading, I think you're right. When if Mark,
it's actually it's
right out there.
It's doing great right now, and it's getting in the hands of the users in the US. Right. People got them already in Europe, right. But now the US users, are receiving their triple scores, and the feedback has been great.
So here's a question for you though, and makes no real difference. I don't even know, but with some other metal detectors, other companies that have come out, there has been a difference in the programming, in the frequency weighting, whatever, for European and UK users and different for the US users. Is that the case here? Is there anything different about the ones in the UK other than maybe language?
No.
Good.
Just the serial number.
Exactly.
Good.
No, it's all the same machine, and you don't really need to have a different machine, to be honest with you.
No, I agree 100%.
Yeah,
I agree, especially if it's a machine you have some control over.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Because there wasn't, and granted, these were single frequency machines, and there were companies that put out a different version in the U.S. and you literally couldn't
But
use it
with
because they
yeah,
had
with
changed.
these type of machines where you can adjust, a lot of
Exactly.
the controls, you don't really need a different machine for different countries anymore.
Yeah, beautiful. I
You,
love it.
you
Steve,
know,
are you going to start taking down some names?
I've just started to let people know in order to be entered for tonight's giveaway. We want you to like the broadcast on Facebook. Even if you don't like it, we want you to lie and like it. And on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, I would you to hit hashtag I love Nokta.
I think it should be I love Frank, but I'm not gonna admit that.
They don't love you,
Okay.
Frank. They don't even know who the hell you are.
That's probably true.
So I'm working on doing that. I'll get that all squared away by the time comes, and I'm working on it. I mean,
I wanted to add, you guys were saying, or Dilek, I think you had said, now that the triple score is getting out there in the market, I just got a text recently with a triple score that found over a 2-gram gold nugget in Georgia, of all places.
Now, what frequency was that using, Mark?
There you go, right? It doesn't have the gold mode, the gold prospecting mode like the Legend does. And that's where I'm like, triple score, are you sure that's what you were using? And, sure enough, if the gold is big enough, which over a 2-gram gold nugget is very
I don't know all the specific frequencies of the triple score or even the Legend. I know that that you guys cover the sweet spot that hits gold. And if it's, like Mark said, if it's a large enough piece of gold, if it's not, plaster or flake stuff, it's going to hit it. It hits a gold ring. It's going to hit a relatively large gold nugget.
Yeah.
Well, you can lock into single frequencies on the triple score, 4 kilohertz, 15, 20, and then the multi. And like you said, that multi, that uses a range that, Dilek will tell you on the next podcast. She's going to, go through the number spectrum. Yeah. And then we'll make sure that's recorded.
And listen, 20 for all intents and purposes, 20 is a relative sweet spot for gold to begin with. That's a good gold.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of the 20, two that I know. It's a good gold frequency.
20 is a good kilohertz for gold too.
Absolutely. 20 and yeah, there's a few, but 20's one of them. Absolutely. All right, so I know the PI is not out yet. Looking forward, where are we going? Are we going to miniaturize the Invinio? Okay, we got goggles coming out. Let me see what's under the ground. Where are we heading next?
Where are we heading next? Ooh, actually, a few things. We're going to be focusing more on higher end, I would say, next year. Right. This year, next year, whatever. And, we're doing things on the security side. And right. And you
guys make a great wand, I got to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
You make a great wand.
Yes, but now, we want to play bigger in the security side of the business, walkthroughs, and we're going to go into mine detection.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And you know what's nice about about that technology? It translates amazingly when you bring it over into the hobby. After you do the heavy duty, the heavy lifting with the mine, it translates that technology translates beautifully into the hobby. Are you guys going to be bringing? Because I predicted a few years ago that imaging was going to be the future. Make me right. Are you going to be bringing imaging into the equation at some point? I tell everybody. I think the technology behind the Invinio is brilliant. I want to see that. I want to see that technology on my little screen.
At one point, probably yes. At one point, the thing is, sometimes projects keep being pushed off.
Sure.
Because another project takes the priority.
Right.
But at one point, I believe we will.
I'm looking forward to that. I have had my eye on what the Invenio was for years, and I'm waiting for that to come into mainstream. You know, I want the hobbyists to enjoy the Invenio.
Definitely. Actually,
I'm the ground
that's kind of
penetrating
my
radar
that's
guy. I'm the
that's
ground
kind of my
penetrating radar guy. And if I could translate the Invenio into what I do with radar, that'd be just insane.
that's kind of my dream too, Frank. That's what I've been asking for. But of course, it's easier said than done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I can only push my engineers so much. But thanks to them, I'm really happy. I'm really very happy with what they've been providing us with. The Legend, the Triple Score, and now the Pulse. And I actually saw the 3D printout of the Pulse machine.
Right.
Now it's in tooling. And I've also seen like the concept drawing of the next timing machine we're going to be working on. It looks great. They put some really cool features in it. Hopefully, we can turn them into a physical product. What are you doing, Steve?
I'm just clowning around like
he's
usual.
Just polishing up. He's got to polish a little bit. Oh, I thought that was your razor you had.
And I got to say, this is going on with the nice little fez. I think that's what that's called, a
That's
fez.
what it looked like.
And like some really good information that's never been released on any other podcast is happening right now. So I think this is awesome. Like just hearing all the great things.
Don't worry. Despite his clowning, I am listening.
No, it's great. We love it. That's where there's no script.
So I will be pursuing that at a later date.
Actually, I'm glad Steve distracted me, because I was gonna keep on and maybe tell more and more. But thank you.
That's nice. Now I'm going to get my stones broken so bad from everybody on this podcast.
Dilek was just about to reveal all the frequencies coming out in the new machine, and Steve had to go put his hat on.
Top secret. Top secret.
It's not the first time I screwed up, okay?
I just wanted to tell you guys that despite what some of these pages say, and that there's always people that are going to hate on anything you guys do. When it comes to when Dilek came out, when I first started talking to Dilek after we had an argument, and then we started talking nicely about the simplex. When she said, we want to get the feedback from the users. There's not a soul out there that can deny that that's exactly what you guys do. Sometimes our head spins with
it's good that
Nokta coming out, but we're the people that benefit. Even if you come out with 20 detectors next week, do it, because we're the ones that benefit from it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Get a word.
What were you saying, Steve?
I don't know.
Steve's not used to not running conversation.
What did you say?
See, this is what happens. My connection sucks so bad. I'm trying to say that Nokta.
There's nothing wrong with your connection, by the way.
There's not.
I
can hear you.
On my end, it is, and on it, especially Frank, he looks really ugly on my end. That's all I know.
Oh, I know your connection's bad then. Your connection must be horrible. If I don't look good.
I'm trying to talk, Frank. All right. So I'm trying to say that Nokta has good customer relations when it like even you're saying with the feedback, but they have a good representation with their customers. And they listen to their customers, which is really beneficial for both parties involved.
Definitely.
Listen,
am I right?
Let me just put it this way. And I don't care if it's a metal detecting company. I don't care if it's a car manufacturer, what it is. Name me another company where I can pick up the phone and talk to one of the vice presidents or the United States manager of sales. where is that happening? Where is that? Where else is that happening? And that's why people relate to you guys. That's why people listen. There's guys that I see on the pages that they're not derogatory towards Nokta. They simply use other equipment, and they never have anything bad to say about you guys because they know the kind. Just the fact that we can pick up the phone or send a text and you guys answer as opposed to underlings and not saying that in a bad way. It speaks a lot for the type of company you are. No.
Thank you. We try. I mean, see, the thing is, Frank, like me, Mark, we actually, I'm really involved with the highest level of activity going on at Nokta. You know what I mean? I'm one of the, key management people there. And I actually have a lot of responsibilities, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to walk around with that title all the time. You know what I mean? That title gives me certain responsibility. But when an end user messages me, then I'm just Dilek. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody needs help and reaching out to me. My responsibility is to respond to that person, whatever the question is. I mean, lately, I have to apologize, though, that I don't respond as quickly as I would love to, because the amount of messages I get is overwhelming sometimes.
Oh, sure.
And sometimes, I read a message and I'm like, okay, I'll answer this. Let's say I'm in a meeting, whatever, I see a message, I read it, but then I forget to respond. And I find myself lately too many times saying, oh, I apologize for responding late. I'm sorry I missed this message, So, I mean, if people are hearing me, sorry for that, guys, but, I'm just a human being myself and I try my best. But definitely, one way or another, if you reach out to me or Mark, you're gonna get a response from somebody at Nokta.
And that speaks a lot, because there's other companies that you'd like to have that rapport with. You'd like to have, and it's not that I'm on the phone with Dilek, hey Dilek, how's your day? We don't talk all the time, but when I reach out, I know at some point in time one of you guys are getting back to me, and that's not the case. That is what has been forgotten in a lot of the industry today. They forgot and they are forgetting about that personal response to people out here in the field that are using your product.
It's almost like the man in the high castle principle, where who do you talk to? It's like Amazon. Who do you
Exactly.
I talk to some rep, and maybe I'll get to the right source, and maybe that letter that you write gets all the way up to the very top to Bezos. But if there's that many layers, then you lose that personality that Nokta has.
It gets lost in that translation. Sure.
And I see it like it's a pleasure to serve. That's the thing. That's the motto. It's a pleasure to serve at Nokta. Go ahead.
When I actually felt like Nokta had a huge family out there, when we had this big earthquake last year, guys, I think being so close to our end users, when that earthquake happened, I couldn't believe, the number of messages and emails we got at Nokta.
It was the first thing I thought of was to send a message to see if you were okay. And I know everybody I know did the same thing out here. Mm-hmm. The first thing they thought of was to make sure where it was, if you guys were okay, you and your family were okay.
And thank you so much. And that's when I said, you know what? We are doing the right thing. We didn't create customers. We don't have customers. We have a huge family out there. That's how I felt, And it was really very touching, people sending out their prayers, I don't know. It's a very nice feeling.
Yeah, and it is. And I know it definitely, especially some newcomers that are researching the hobby and they're looking into the name brands. Just the fact that everybody out there tells them deal with these guys because they deal with you.
Mhm.
Nokta will deal with you, and that swings a lot of people. It's a lost art. It's a lost art. You can't call a bank anymore and talk to a human being. You can't get a response from anybody, and that I really think that you guys are being pretty much the last entity that's really doing that well. I think that touches that means a
In
lot to a lot of people.
endangered, we're like an endangered species.
Well, you know what? And I told Steve before the show that aspect of Nokta is what's going to bring back that in the industry. You will see others in the industry starting to be that way, following your lead because you're not just a company putting out a piece of tech when people can talk to you guys. And
Thank you, thank you.
To them. So you will be responsible. Of course, it'll be the competition will, but you're going to bring that back in this industry. You're going to be the reason that comes back.
Good. It's that. I mean, I would just feel proud, to be honest with you.
I agree. It's a good thing. Steve, you got names?
Yeah. Let me just finish this up. I was trying to. Never mind. Yeah. Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute.
So everybody
I'll
knows.
finalize this.
Go ahead. Dilek and Mark and Nokta were very, very generous tonight.
Frank, while Steve is checking that, are there any questions on the chat? Maybe we can answer
Guys,
quickly.
I don't listen to them. What are you talking about? Okay, let me look.
Yeah.
Guys, you have any questions for Dilek or Mark?
Or the other guy.
I did see someone call out Jason Quarter Hoarder's YouTube video on the triple score. If you're looking for a really advanced tutorial video that goes over the triple score,
Oh, it's great.
Let me tell you what. I to this day go back to his legend video. That's what gets me through when I forget buttons on the legend. Quarter Hoarder's video is the best video out there, and I haven't seen the triple score video yet, but I will.
It's great. It's a great one. He did a great job with that one.
Dilek, when is the next U.S. event you're going to?
What's that?
What is the next U.S. event you're going to?
Next one, let me see. August, September, October, November. Probably the DEMA show in November.
Now, where's that at this year?
Las Vegas.
Oh, it's in Vegas. It's not down here. Well.
No, next year. Next year it's in Florida.
Next year I'll come. I went last year. I went last year to meet up with Dilek.
Yes.
Basically had an allergy attack and had to leave. I was walking around and the big air conditioner kicking on. All of a sudden, I couldn't breathe or see, and I had to leave.
People want to know the PI price point.
And when it's coming out. I'm sure you're going to cough that right up.
Okay, PI price point, of course. To be honest with you, we didn't really set the price yet because, we have to wait till the project is completely finished and all the, we have our final cost and all that. We don't have that yet, but let me tell you, it's definitely gonna be, spec-wise, performance-wise, it's gonna be better than anything out there, and it's gonna be cheaper, okay? But please, when I say this, I want you to understand that you have to compare apples to apples, okay? It's not going to be as expensive as some of the machines out there our competition is selling at. But then again, actually we made a big claim. We said, what we did with the hobby detectors, with the simplex, how we changed this industry and set a new standard. We're going to do this in the Pulse too. But of course, don't expect, please, VLF machine prices on our Pulse induction.
No, that's a good question though. With the PI machines, there are different versions of PI machine out there. There's PI machines out there that are great for going in the lakes and in the gold fields and pulling up those shallow nuggets. How how is this for that deep stuff? I mean, let's put it this way. I'm not going to ask you how it is. Are you gearing it towards the deeper gold targets?
Are we gearing it for what?
For deeper targets. There's a lot of PIs out there that work on the real shallow stuff. But are you gearing this for the deeper stuff, or is this more of a lake and field machine, or stream and field machine?
Like I said, we're going to have, first of all, we're going to have two different versions of the machine. Okay. So the prospecting, the gold machine,
right,
will be able to detect both, larger and deeper
right,
gold nuggets, as well as those small ones, tiny ones.
Plasters, those flakes and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and the relic, I cannot say /beach, but we're hopefully gonna achieve that. The relic version of the machine will be, for these relic hunters who have not been very happy with the performance of some of these pulse machines that are geared towards gold prospecting.
Right.
They have the depth, but they don't have the, I would say, the correct timings to be able to
exactly,
detect.
Too advanced,
Yes.
too advanced, too slow, or doesn't meet in the middle where it's supposed to.
Yeah. So I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know a lot, more about all the specs of the machines. I'm slowly learning myself, because you have to understand that this is going to be our first pulse induction machine.
Right.
I mean, yes, we have our pulse time, but that's different. That's for underwater, whatever. But this is going to be our first true pulse induction machine. And what was the original question of the price point? So yes, it will definitely be very, very competitive. It will definitely be, as good, if not better, than the best out there, whatever you guys call the best.
It's not coming out at the simplex price, so everybody
What's
knows.
that?
It's not going to come out at the simplex price, so everybody knows.
To be honest with you, it's not going to be at the simplex or the legend price.
Right. It's going to be just in that market.
Yeah, it's just impossible to release such a fully loaded pulse induction machine at those price points.
Right.
But I'm sure most people will be very happy with its price and performance.
Where pulse inductions go, where they generally fall in the price range, you're going to be happy where we're at the Nokta.
Yeah.
We lost Steve, guys. Finally happened.
You lost Steve, but we've got the wheel.
And a basketball.
There you go.
A basketball just hit my second story window as I said that.
What?
Steve,
yeah.
You have to hit the link again. I'm kicking you out of the studio. You have to hit the link again. I think he lost his camera. I think he knocked his camera out. Okay. Steve signed back in with the wheel, and we'll put you back in. Now, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I love it. And like I was saying, guys, Nokta, Mark, Dilek were generous enough. They're giving us 2 triple scores. I always want to call it a score 3. 2 triple scores to give away tonight.
You can't call it score 3. Actually, the name, it says triple score, but there's the 3, in the decal. Score 3, so you can call either. Yeah.
Okay, there he is. He's back.
Yeah, can you mute me?
Mute you?
Mute me. MUTE me.
Why?
I have to make a phone call.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You're muted.
He's calling me.
If you're calling me, my phone's busy.
I turned off my phone.
My phone is recording this show for our page. So again, guys, they were generous enough to donate 2 triple scores for our show tonight, and as usual, we are greatly appreciative of that. Folks have been going nuts all day long, and that's the legend now is my go-to once I get it back, and then I can't wait to. I've been reading the specs over and over and over again just so I can just plug it in, and hopefully there's enough charge on the battery I can take it down to the beach.
There will be. Yeah.
There will be.
We're gonna wait. Let's see. Steve coming back?
Yeah, I'm here. You can unmute me if you want.
Were you calling your
We
comment?
did already.
No, I'll explain. I'm having a problem. I want to make sure I get all the names, and I was having a problem getting the names off of YouTube. So I'm working. I called our YouTube guru. Our YouTube guru, and I'm going to be getting all the names sent to me.
Is she in the chat tonight?
Oh, of course she's in the chat.
that would be Shelly.
Yeah, it would be Shelly. And I just wanted everybody to have an opportunity. And when I'm sitting there seeing names that I don't have popping up, and I'm like, this just ain't working. And I know I'm able to tell if I get all the Facebook names. They're easy. The Facebook names, if you've liked the broadcast on Facebook, I'm able to get those names so easy. Okay. But it's the YouTube names that were not working for me. So
it's better to be fair.
So I'm working on it. Yeah, just fair. I want to give everybody a chance, and then when I win and they know it, that, I like to win. So,
do you have Jeopardy music somewhere?
Steve, you're working on it, but in 2 hours I wake up to go to work.
And
you're staying up.
Are the best for. You are the best for you know what? That's what I want to tell people is that they don't understand it, but it's 4:00 in the morning where you're at.
Yes, and I woke up at 2:15 to be on this show, so I could make my coffee.
Right. And
I now coffee around 8:30. About 8:30, maybe 8:15. I make my coffee.
All right, so I think I have. All right, I got names, but I have to put some more. I'm gonna have to add some in that I'm looking at. So keep going. I was ready then. So almost.
Listen, I pretty much got everything I need to know. She almost gave us details she wasn't supposed to, but she caught herself.
Wait.
All right, put me back on mute. Put me on mute.
What does Steve's name say? Am I reading this Dilek's BFF?
Yeah.
You're awesome. Steve, you always make me laugh. He's great.
He's networking right now to get all the names in.
And do you guys know that I actually learned this term or abbreviation, whatever, BFF, only recently? Probably it was last year or the year before, whatever, from my daughter. I had no idea.
Exactly. I guarantee you he learned it from his granddaughter.
Probably.
We could have just brought Shelly in. She could have actually got the name, Steve, probably quicker than you.
Is he getting the Instagram names now?
Shelly is our guru when it comes to the names, so she's giving him the formula to get all the names. But Facebook really screwed us up without making us jump through hoops to broadcast it to our group, because we decided we wanted a group, and when we hit 5,000 members, they wouldn't let us turn back to a page, and now that we're at 12, they wouldn't let us. They definitely won't let us turn back to a page.
Well, just be glad we're not doing trivia for giving away the detectors this time.
I love trivia.
Feel like you want to ask the trivia not for a giveaway, just for Frank? See if he knows.
Just for fun?
Yeah, just for Frank. Same question.
Same question. What was the name of the first? That one, right, Mark?
Yeah.
What was the name of the first hobby machine that Nokta came out with?
Racer? No? I have no idea.
Anybody in the chat?
Anybody in the chat know that? What was the name of the first hobby machine that Nokta came out with?
Someone had to be there.
And stop trying to Google it.
Oh, you won't find it.
The Elixir.
Google.
Somebody says the Elixir, but that's Mike Baumhoff.
No, not the Mini Horde.
First hobby machine that Nokta came out with. Year, let me give you the year.
2014.
I think it was 2011.
Oh, wasn't it 2014?
No.
Oh, that was different.
No, 2012, I believe.
Steve, you're muted, Steve, at your end.
Someone said Fours. Someone said Coin Finder, Racer. Nope.
Before Force.
Before Fours. Wait a minute. Okay, Fours was Nokta? I know Fours was Nokta. But I don't know. I don't know. Listen,
Frank?
What? You're
My
unmuted.
life sucks. Okay. Can you make me an administrator on StreamYard?
An administrator on StreamYard?
Yeah. Shelly knows how to. I'm so sorry to do this, folks, but I want to be able to do this and get everyone's name.
Okay, you're under the delusion that I'm smarter than I really am.
Yeah.
Starts with a B.
Starts with a B.
Look at your phone. She might be. Where's your phone at, Frank? She might be calling you.
My phone's on recording the show.
That's why you. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll just get as many names as we can. I'll work with the names. Yes, I'm going to go with what I can get, folks. And I'm really sorry.
I still want to know what the name of the machine was.
No one's got it so far. Oh wait,
no one.
No, someone said Vector. Someone said Victor.
No, Victor.
I don't know. I have no. My first interaction with Nokta and your hobby machines, I think, was the Racer.
Yeah, that was released under the Macro brand name, correct?
Yeah.
And Macro Racer. And Nokta had the Force, but we had released another machine before Force. But to be honest with you, I think it became, more popular in the UK and, more Europe than America. Maybe that's why.
All right, what is it? The Vision?
Velox 1. Velox 1. Velox. Velox.
Somebody called the Voxer. That was close.
Close.
Velox 1. I have never heard of it.
Yeah.
Just be glad that wasn't the question.
Yeah, I am. Listen.
Yeah, nobody would.
Nobody would
could have. Yeah.
Chuck Smalley gets me on his show to do trivia all the time. I think I got the first one right last week.
What was the other question? Was it when Nokta became Nokta Macro?
Yeah. When did Nokta buy out Macro? Yeah.
When did the Simplex come out?
2019.
And that would be my guess, 2018. Because that's for me, that's when it changed. The name changed because my original Simplex has Nokta Macro on it.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
I'm ready. Put the wheel up.
All right.
Oh, by the
I'm
way, Frank,
sharing it.
I said 2019 to Simplex. That's not when we bought Macro. We bought Macro in 2014.
Oh, because that's when my simplex, my first simplex and my second simplex, one was Nokta Macro and one was just Nokta. So I was just guessing. I
Uh,
figured that's when it happened. All right, let's put this wheel up, guys.
Here we
Now,
go.
you will if you win, you have to respond. And if you respond, then you PM your information to me with a telephone number, and I will get it to Dilek.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, we gotta figure out how it's somebody on YouTube.
I can
if
bring
it's someone
up
on
YouTube on
YouTube,
the other end of my computer.
yeah,
Well, actually,
because
yeah, okay,
we
yeah.
get some different. All right, so
Uh-oh.
here we go.
You crash your computer.
Looks
As
like
long
it's
as it's
going to
video.
be a YouTuber, Michael. We know who that is. So that's Mike Boyles. How does Mike Boyles always friggin' win?
Mike
Congratulations.
Boyles, are you here, my brother?
don't get it.
Congratulations.
Did you find him?
I'm just getting to.
Now that's his YouTube name, so I want to see it on YouTube.
There you go.
Um,
Oh, yep. He just responded. Here.
Yeah, there he is. Good, he's there. So yeah, congratulations, Mike Boyles. You're
Mike
awesome.
Boyles, congrats, my brother.
Yeah.
We're just gonna. Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you.
That's IT tech support.
It's good to see those Noktas coming to Florida.
So why did he win? I was supposed to erase his name,
Oh,
wasn't I? No, there's some people we don't let win, and there's a bunch of people I hate on our show, so when I remove their names. And
He doesn't like it
congratulations,
when
Mike.
they make
That's
fun
great
of
to
him.
hear.
it's rigged.
He hasn't won in a while, but how come his name comes up a lot?
No, he only know
All
when
right,
he wins.
you guys want to go for number 2?
He wins when we give away gold coins. He won gold coin from me. He wins when the big stuff comes out.
Nice.
Again, Dilek and Mark, I am so sorry my connection is just horrible tonight, but I do want to thank you both from the bottom of my heart for being here. You guys are the best, and I'll shut up now.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you, Steve.
Here we go.
Shelly and Dawn may
Here
stream on
we
Thursdays, guys. So check out
go.
Can You Dig It?
We can't even see the wheel.
Oh, wow. Roger King.
Roger King.
Yeah, Roger King, I
Roger.
think is in.
Roger, congratulations.
Come on down.
Roger King, I believe, is on Facebook. His name was on Facebook when I got it, so I'm looking on Facebook to see his name, but someone will see him because we know more than likely. Listen, I just created the wheel, so more than likely they're here. So, and that was another name. That was one of the names I had to make sure was on there because I had seen it on there, then I didn't.
Roger,
And,
you
yeah,
can
he's
just
there. I
DM
see
me
him.
too, buddy.
Yeah, he's there. I saw him respond. So, wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Congrats.
Ain't that some great
Congratulations.
stuff? Ain't that some great stuff, guys? It's so nice that we're able to do that. And I thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. You are the best. I love Nokta. Dilek, you are awesome. You know what?
Thank you,
It was
Steve.
great. Remember when we met each other? Remember when we met each other in Florida and all we did was stand in the field and laugh all day long?
Oh my God. It
I
was
feeling shredded
was
all day
one
long
of
because
the-
it's 100 degrees.
And Frank was even there.
fun events,
Right.
most fun events that I attended.
And Frank was there, and we were
so much
able to
fun.
laugh. So
And that was the
I'm
10.
freezing up again. My life sucks. I'm done.
Guys,
Anyway,
I'm done.
guys, it was a
guys, I'm gonna
pleasure.
thank you. We're gonna go let Dilek
Steve?
make her coffee. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get another
Frank, close
sip
it out,
out of
buddy.
this,
Close it
but
out.
it's all empty.
I saw you trying to get the last drop.
Exactly. I'm not,
you were
Taking that cup.
tapping the end.
listen, it was a pleasure to be on your show again after a while, guys. And
Absolutely.
hope to see you soon in Florida at some event, whatever. Frank, not Frank, Steve, although you were pretty boring tonight, you are still my BFF.
Oh,
Damn right.
Since they're right to his
BFF,
head now.
best friends forever, girl.
Yeah. Frank,
Good
thank you
Night.
so
Good night.
much.
You're the best.
And thank you. Frank, hope you get your score soon, triple score. Let me know what you think about it and enjoy it. I'm sure you're going to like it. And all the viewers, listeners out there, thank you so much. Nokta loves you guys. And see you next time.
Mark, thanks, buddy. Thanks for being here.
thank you.
Bye,
It's
Mark.
great to be here.
Thank you, Mark. You're the
Bye.
best.
Have a good night. Thank you, guys. And honestly, some of the best questions that we've been on to talk about triple score, about Nokta. I think Dilek gave away some of the best, most juicy stuff on the PI. So if you came in late on this, you should go rewind and watch. This is a great show. Thank you on behalf of Nokta. This is so much fun.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
And we're gonna yeah, okay, good. And okay, good. I don't have to sign them off.
Yeah.
Signed off.
Now, let's see if
Now you look perfectly clear.
do I look thin?
No, just clear.
Oh, okay.
Your
And I
head-
thought I
your head
was going to say
looks better.
something's wrong if I do. So I gotta apologize. I've been sitting here in frustration all night long. On my end, everything's freezing up. I don't know if I'm getting through or not, but
It's that
Frank
heat,
is
dude.
frozen
It's
to me
wreaking
right now.
havoc. It's been wreaking havoc with my internet as well.
I don't know. It's just my connection. So I say we shut down, but let's next week we got a great show coming.
Yes, sir.
Again, I just want to reiterate, if I'm getting this out or not, I don't know. But for next week's show, first off, all of our shows are copyright protected from what I've looked into. Folks, unless you have express written consent to rebroadcast our show, and I can tell you absolutely no one has permission to rebroadcast our show or use our broadcast in any way at all. You're not going to get our permission. This is our show, my show. No one tells me how to do a show. No one tells me what questions to ask. No one's going to come into my show and demand I do as they ask. That's not happening. You're not going to rebroadcast any other venue than the ones we broadcast. If you want to go on your own page and say whatever you want about me, feel free, because you know what, it don't bother me. You can go listen. If you think you're going to be the first person to go on the internet and say bad things about me, I guarantee you're not the first. I guarantee you're not going to be the last. So if anyone is considering trying to, first off, rebroadcast our show, I'm going to ask you to consider what you're doing, and I'm going to politely ask you not to. We cannot, as you saw tonight, we can't read the chat. I can't read every word coming out of the chat, and I'm not going to sit here and look at the chat and try and get questions for our guests. It's
three different ones going.
Our interview. It's our interview. It's our show. If you want your questions asked, you either contact whoever you want the question asked towards and ask them, or the company, or have them on your show, or I don't know what to tell you. But next week's show is going to be ran a little differently. Like I said, this is not really necessarily for our avid, long-term, loved viewers. Okay, so, you understand that. I think people understand that for the most part. But trust me, this is why I'm taking this time out to say this, and trying to be as polite as I can and as nice as I can. And if anybody wants to contact me during the week, feel free. I'm available. I answer my messages. I answer my emails. I answer my phone. And by the way, I got a call. I love when I get calls from people from this page, man. We just laugh. I sit there and
I don't answer my message.
I get calls. What's that? What'd you say?
My message.
I lost it. I'm sorry, but you're cutting up. So hopefully I got my message across. I'm sorry I can't sit here and BS with Frank because of my connection. So we're just gonna have to end the show, and I look forward to next week with Steve Moore from Garrett.
Absolutely.
And some guy, I don't know, he's bringing some friend of his on, new guy into the hobby.
Sometimes you got to throw him
some guy named George. Some guy named George. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to meet this guy George and see what his story is. Right?
I hope so.
All right. Listen, good night, everybody. Sorry again.
Right,
I apologize.
We'll see you next week.